Hi, I just thought I'd record you guys a video of how to access and complete the assignment for lesson 5. So as usual, I'm gonna go to classwork. I'm gonna scroll down to where I see lesson 5. If I don't see it yet, I can just click view more. And before I do the classwork, I'm gonna actually just take a look at the lesson. And if I look at the lesson, it has a learning target, and we're going to interpret diagrams about ocean currents. And we're going to learn about why some areas might be warmer or cooler than others, even if the latitude is the same, even if they're the same difference from the equator. So I'm going to click on this. Eventually, when my internet decides to work, this will come up. Perfect. Okay, so interpreting ocean current diagrams. Here's what we need to know. Come on now. This is just like being in school with the smartboard. What we need to know is energy transfers from warmer to colder substances. Okay, we kind of knew that already. So basically, if warm water comes, then the air is going to warm up. Okay, fair enough. We also need to know that when the ocean current comes from the equator, from the center of the earth, it's going to bring warmer water. And when the ocean current comes from the pole, could be the North Pole or the South Pole, it's going to bring cooler water. So if you have an ocean current going by your town that's coming from the equator, your town's going to have warm weather. And if you have an ocean current by your town coming from the North Pole, or if you're in the southern hemisphere and the ocean current is coming from the South Pole, then you're going to have colder weather. So let's see how this is going to work for our classwork. So I'm going to now open up the classwork. And if it's giving you an error about you don't have access, just ask me for sharing. I'll get an email and I'll open up the sharing settings, but you guys automatically should have a copy. Somebody edited my direction. So you're going to answer each question in the space provided. And I left you a very clear space for each question for where it says to answer. Like there it says to answer for number 2. Let's go back up to number 1. All right, which city has the warmer temperature and how do you know? Okay, so I have on here Buenos Aires and Cape Town. And I have 2 lines which represent my ocean currents. And I noticed the line that goes right next to Buenos Aires, it starts up here by the equator. So this is going to be warm water. So this city right here is going to be warm because the water started up at the equator where it's warm. This city, Cape Town, its water came all the way from down here at the pole, at the South Pole, to Antarctica. So Cape Town's going to be a little bit cooler because its water came from the South Pole. Buenos Aires is going to be warmer. Its water came from the equator. If you need another example, let's just go down to the second one. Florianopolis and Lüderitz, I think it's called. Okay, so same kind of situation. This city, Florianopolis, its water, even though it ends up down here, it starts at the equator. The ocean current starts at the equator, so this city is going to be warm. For this one, the ocean current started all the way down at Antarctica on the South Pole, so this city is going to be cold. Careful with wording here. This one asks which one is colder. So make sure you say which one is colder. If you want to be safe, just say which one is colder and which one is warmer. That way you can never go wrong. Okay, here in Cartwright, I guess it says, that ocean current is coming from up here in the North Pole. So this city is going to be cold. In Clare Island, that ocean current, it ends up at the North Pole, but it starts all the way down at the equator. So this city is going to be warmer than this city, even though they're both at about the same latitude. Because this city's warmer, its water comes from all the way down at the equator. This city's colder, the ocean current came from the North Pole. So I hope that makes things a little clearer. Remember, write your answer, what says answer, and comment if you have any questions.